What is going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man, 1993. This is episode number 240 of WWE Turn Alert. Not only is this kind of a little bit of a special episode to me, because it's episode 240, of course, but also, the last time I did a turn on this person was the first ever Turn Alert I ever did on this channel. And that was back in 2017 when I first introduced Turn Alert, because I don't know, I just thought face heel turns were interesting to have their own little, snippet, basically, to do. And the first one I talked about was the heel turn of Dolph Ziggler, that I praised, and ended up not really going too well for him, because he was basically in the same rut he was in before, except just being a heel. Because it was around the time people were just losing faith in him, unfortunately. So yeah, Dolph Ziggler. 2 weeks ago, well, I'll even say a little bit before we back from that. Him and Robert Roode returned after being off TV for a while. And they had this weird confrontation with MVP and Omos. And then after that, I don't think we've seen Robert Roode since on TV, because they were tag team partners. But Dolph Ziggler, 2 weeks ago on Raw, came out, was sitting at ringside, and basically cost Austin Theory a match, and he would super kick him. Last week on Raw, same thing. Super kicked him, and Theory lost by countout. Don't know if that was a Vince McMahon thing, but again, we're in the post-Vince McMahon era now. And then this week on Raw, he was also again out there to, get into the head of Austin Theory. Which he cut a backstage promo on Raw last night, saying that's because the reason why I waited is because I wasn't sure exactly where this was going. But now, obviously, it's definitely like a full-on babyface turn for sure, because he teamed with AJ Styles. But he basically said he's just trying to, teach Austin Theory a lesson, put him in his place, because nobody likes Austin Theory storyline-wise anymore, basically, is what the gist is. So Dolph's a babyface again. It's probably... I'm going to do a little bit of a spoiler alert for my SummerSlam predictions. I personally still think Austin Theory should not cash in at SummerSlam. He can tease it, because it's a perfect match to tease it's a last man standing match, but I don't think Dolph is going to completely cost Theory to fail a cash in, but I think he will stop Theory from cashing in. And I think it will lead to a feud with Dolph Ziggler and Austin Theory, which it's back to, in the same spot Ziggler's always in. He's a gatekeeper. Dolph Ziggler, other than the fact they just randomly threw the NXT title on him for some reason this past fall, I don't get why they took the title off of Braun Breaker to begin with, especially if, of course, at the time, because I don't watch NXT, Braun Breaker was like the biggest, star that Vince McMahon wanted to push in NXT since he took over NXT, but I was very thrown off by the fact that why did they put the NXT title on Dolph Ziggler when he does nothing but lose? So, here's the thing. I love Dolph. I know Dolph is talented. When he's had the chance to really shine, he has. Again, one feud that I always find memorable with Dolph was definitely his feud with The Miz in 2016, which was incredible. That was definitely a very underrated feud for sure, as it was excellent. To the point where it was believing to me that Dolph Ziggler was going to leave WWE after that career versus title match at No Mercy in 2016. Excellent match. That still should have main evented the show. But, of course, the heel turn, I thought was really going to reignite him. Because he was just in a run as a babyface back then. Well, he was starting to get some momentum again, but it was kind of back to, catering and whatnot after he lost to The Miz. And then he turns heel on the first SmackDown of the new year. But then, like I said, to me it just led to him being booked like a loser because that's where he was at. And that's all he was basically placed as since. Don't get me wrong, he had a run of the IC title. I liked his run with him and Drew McIntyre. I thought they were turning him face then, but it was just kind of like a temporary heel on heel thing because he disappeared for a bit. And he came back and he feuded with Kofi Kingston for the world title. Remember the, but it should have been me storyline. Oh dear Lord, how many weeks did we hear, but it should have been me for the longest time. And him and Robert Roode even had a couple, decent matches as a tag team champ. But of course, like I said, it's just, he's not getting that he never got that big main event push. And then they put the title on him, no one took him seriously. So yes, I mean, Dolph Ziggler's been someone that I've said for years needed to leave WWE. Like him and AEW would have been excellent. Like him and ROH, New Japan, would have been excellent. He deserved to be somewhere he was appreciated. They would give him the top spot, but then take it right back off him immediately, because Vince never had the faith in him. Now that Triple H, of course, is in charge, Dolph Ziggler is, how old? I think he's like 41, 42, I think. Let me double check how old he is. I know he's in his early 40s. Dolph Ziggler. Nicholas Theodore Nemeth. He's 41. Okay, he turns 42 tomorrow, actually. But Dolph turns 42 tomorrow. Even though Triple H has taken over, I still think it's too late for Dolph. Like I said, I mean, if they prove me wrong, excellent. But like I said, he's always been a main event caliber player. And when he's been given the opportunity to shine, he's shined. He's awesome. But like I said, as far as him being like a serious competitor again in WWE, even though Triple H has taken over and Vince is gone, I think the ship has sailed for Dolph. Like this feud with Austin Theory, maybe a little bit more manageable, because like I said in my long stream about Vince retiring yesterday, we're going to be seeing lots of improvements with the product. We're going to be seeing a product that we're not going to get our intelligence insulted, but it's going to take time. It's going to take time. Like I said, this week, SummerSlam, after SummerSlam's going to still have like the Vince vibe on it, because, that's Vince wrote the stories for it. But, I figured, we could get something decent out of an Austin Theory and Dolph Ziggler feud, like I said. As far as Dolph being like a more serious, legitimate competitor again, like, and being viewed as like a top guy, or even like considered to be a top guy, I think that ship has sailed because of where he is now and how deeply buried. I mean, yes, there's a lot of people who've been deeply buried, but Dolph's been going on for a very long time. He's 42. He turns 42 tomorrow. I mean, again, if he proves me wrong, all power to him. I honestly hope he does, but I just think it's too late for him, unfortunately. But I could be wrong. But guys, that's my thoughts on Dolph Ziggler turning face and seeming to be starting a feud with Austin Theory, which I think will probably kick more into gear after SummerSlam. What are your thoughts, guys, on Dolph Ziggler turning face for the first time since 2017? So a 5.5-year run as a heel. Wow. Leave thoughts down in the comment section below. Be sure as always to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter as well at DemandAirboy93. And as always, guys, please stay tuned for more WWE Turn Alert.